I am trying to remember when this all started. I think 1968. I know in 1966 I went to the Soviet Union. Communism had destroyed my family. My two elder brothers married into communist families, and yeah, it was 1966, and our family was exceptional. So, of course, the wives of my two brothers um, did not accept exceptional people. And that was 1966. So I think it was 1968. I started, let's just say that it happens to be a 10,000 tick, March of 18. Let's say this is a weekly. I started to draw lines through two weekly bars or something. That's a 5-9, that's a 5-2. This is a 5-9 level. It becomes resistance. There's a 5-9, a buy, and it just goes on and on. It's a 5-2 level. So that's basically what I did. Now, let's just do something here. Okay, this chart to the left is 10,000. Well, let's say it's a weekly, and this was the daily or the hourly. This happens to be the 10,000 tick and the 2,000 tick. So what happened was I took a weekly chart and said, oh, okay. So at this energy point, what the heck's the daily doing? What's the price? Just under 2,687. I said, if this is let me see, I had no idea what I was doing at that time. Now I know, 50 years later, that what I was doing was cross-checking reality. Without criticizing it, without anything, just wondering. So, at that particular energy point, through two lines on two bars, the daily was, what was it doing? Well, let's say this is a 5-9 on the weekly. So the daily 5-9, or this chart's 5-9, was being bought. And a whole bunch of 5-9s, I call them tons of 5-9s, are developing. So that was it. So you simply took a reality, a weekly chart, this is a 10,000 tick chart, and see what's going on. With a chart, I didn't know what I'm doing. I still don't. But all I know is that this chart, which has more bars in it than this one, because it has more bars, it will reveal whether that price level, that geometric price, is a buy or not. Because if it is a buy, then this chart will pick it up. Oh, okay. So now, where are we at? Still cross-checking reality. So let's do something here. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but let's do something, anything. So let's, on this chart to the right, start to build some observation of reality to see what's going on at this red line. What shall we put on first? What do you think, Charlie? Something from the axe. How about I'm going to tell you a story about the airbag. I'm going to put the airbag on. Just a moment. So what's the first thing we observe with these airbags? Well, it seems that every bar is associated with an airbag. Am I right? So what if you were able to tell whether the airbag was being bought or sold. Just saying. Now, the story about the airbag is that apparently there's some talk about the airbag is. I said the airbag was defective. Well, the airbag was a result. Before Bill Gates, I had a programmer who taught algorithms at Harvard do some programming for me. Now, this person decided to create something from that person's mind. I accepted it, but it wasn't from my mind. So this is not. I like to find a different name for this. The airbags dealt with support and resistance. This is a result of support and resistance. So I don't know what the heck to call these things. Let's just say the green thing. Okay? So we've got that. So at this red line here, what the heck is the green thing doing? Well, buyers are coming in. Great. That helps to understand what's going on at this red line to 686.75, let's say. That helps. So, I guess, if you can understand if those green things are being bought or sold, I think you could make more than $399 a month. You should be able to make $399 a day or an hour. Just saying. So what else can we put on those green things? What else do we have? I forgot. What do we have? Gosh, I think this started 50 years ago. I don't know what I'm doing now, just like I didn't know what I was doing then. Oh, we've got to put on those middle things. Okay, we've got the middle things on. Now, what do we observe? We're observing, it seems, as though these middle things are pushing the green thing. Now it's decided not to push the green thing down. In fact, it's deciding here to start to push the green thing up. I guess showing that buyers are now in control from this line from over here. Okay, great. Let's just cross-check the green things and whatever this thing is here, this middle thing. Let's just check it a bit more before we put more stuff on the chart to the right. Okay, so now we've put on this yellow thing, which evolved into an area theory. This particular line, blah, 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 the 1960s, the PL dot. Some of you may have studied the work of this character called Charlie Truman, know about the PL dot, the main channel line, and blah, blah, blah. But if you notice very, very carefully, at this red line, let's say this is the weekly, this is the daily, this happens to be the 10,000 and the 2,000 tick. At that red line, this yellow area is not pushing down. This yellow area was pushing down here, driven by that thing and the green thing. Just saying. So what if you can observe this yellow area and this yellow area on a 1,000 tick? Let's put the yellow on this chart. Oh, its yellow's no longer pushing down into this red line. Now, why would that be? Are the buyers in control? Well, let's put the green thing on this chart and see what's happening. Oh, its green thing, I don't know, that red line in the green thing, it looks as though the green thing on this chart to the left, which could be the weekly, happens to be the 10,000 tick, has buyers in it too. How do we know that? Well, it's not down. And this chart to the right is with its green things I think they're being bought. I think the yellow's being bought. I think this thing here is not pushing down anymore. That's this thing here, whatever that is. Let's put these things on this chart and see if these things are no longer pushing down on this chart to the left. Oh, they're not pushing down anymore. In fact, what's happening up here at this price level, which happens to be one of my 5-9 levels, but these things are no longer pushing up, which means this yellow area is being sold. These green things, airbags, whatever, this price level is being sold. How do we know that? Well, the green's not up. The green was up here, and here is no longer being up. This is no longer pushing up. In fact, it seems to be pushing down. Well, so what does this all mean? Oh, let's put on the VEA dots too. Then I think we're completed. I think the study here should not be called the Holy Grail, but the Axe Grail. Holy is kind of offensive in some way. Just saying. But it's great when you don't know what you're doing. How do you know that? Well, you monitor it. You monitor reality. And that way, you discover you don't know what you're doing. Great. Okay, let's put on some dots. Well, it certainly looks as though these red dots are holding there. They seem to be holding here. Oh, they seem to be holding here. So if you're to sell this yellow area, you wouldn't want it to go over the dots. And if you're buying this yellow area here, I mean, you see buying going on in here, you don't want it to go into the dots. So let's put the dots on this chart. So what we're saying is, if we're buying that price, and we're seeing evidence on this chart that this green thing's being bought, then it's not going to go through the dot here. What can I say? Oh, yes, of course. Because in January, we're going to be able to chart what's on this left chart onto the chart to the right. So we'll be able to see this green stuff here. I guess is approximate, isn't it? We're going to be able to see this area being bought here on the chart to the right, which could be the daily into the weekly. It happens to be the 2,000 into the 10,000, cross-checking reality. This chart to the right will show what the heck's going on in the charts to the left's green thing. Or even it's this mid thing here, whatever it's called. I mean, you could just play the charts to the left's this thing, this middle, whatever it's called. Because if this price is being, or this price is being bought, what's that? 268.5? This? Here. Does that look as though it's being bought by the mid thing and buyers in the green thing? I think so. So what we're going to do before January the 1st, or whenever this is ready, December 26th, to December 3031 is going to be looking at cross-checking reality, okay? Preparing ourselves for when we are able to chart this green thing, the airbag or whatever, on the chart to the right, and monitor reality by the chart on the right to see what's going on this chart, so that green thing and this middle thing, whatever it's called. Now, there's something very wrong here. If we're cross-checking reality, and one cannot make $399 a month, a week, a day, an hour, with this information, I think you should send me back to Moscow. Start all over again. 1966, 1968. Because I observed this reality, I think, in 1968. So this is all wrong. I think I better go back to 1968 and start all over again. Just saying. Do you know what I'm saying? If you do, thank you. Thank you, because I don't. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.